If you guys haven't already watched my previous video, I shared my top 6 favorite chamorro foods of all time. And I also wanted to share some of my least favorite chamorro foods that I grew up like basically having around me, and my entire family just loves and rides or die for these foods, but I just have never liked them. So this is it. And also, I wanted to preface that just because I don't like these foods doesn't mean that you guys shouldn't try them, because I definitely recommend that you guys should try them because you guys would be surprised. They're just not my personal preference, but I have met Westerners and people who have come to the island who absolutely love these foods. So one of my least favorite chamorro foods is the gulay open agate, which is basically banana and coconut milk. My grandmother and my whole family, my husband loves this so much. You can find them at some grocery stores pre-made, but I do not like it. I just think that bananas should just stay bananas, eating them raw, putting them in ice cream, but cooked down with the coconut milk, and sometimes they even put like bacon on top, which I think is the weirdest thing for me. But yeah, this is a chamorro dish. You guys should try it out. You guys might actually like this, but one of my least favorites. My next least favorite chamorro food is definitely the pig's feet estofao. It's basically like pig's feet that's cooked down in soy sauce, vinegar, like herbs and spices, and things like that. This is another one, or probably my husband's number one favorite food of all time. I do not like this because when you eat it, it is so sticky. It sticks on your hand. It creeps me out, and it's a texture thing. It's definitely good, like flavor wise, but it's the texture for me. My husband loves this so much, and so does like my dad and everyone else. I just realized I'm pretty much listing all of my husband's favorite chamorro foods because he loves ahu, which is a chamorro. It's kind of like a dessert soup kind of thing. You basically grate like fresh coconuts and you cook it down in, I think, coconut juice and cornstarch to thicken it up, and you can use sugar, and you can also do a brown version of it and use brown sugar. I think that's how I mix it. I don't know because I just don't like it. But oh my god, you can find this at small like parties, rosaries, funerals too. But yeah, a lot of chamorros love this, but for me, I just don't like it. I think it's a texture thing. And yet again, another one of my husband's favorite chamorro dishes. This is calamai. Um, this is how much I don't eat it. It's, I think, it's like a cornstarch based dish. All I know is you put cinnamon on top. My entire life going to rosaries and parties and things like this, everybody goes crazy for calamai. I just don't like it. Um, I know it's cornstarch based, but I don't know the rest of the ingredients. But I don't know. Every time I've tried it, I don't think that it has a lot of flavor for me. It's weird and jelly like. Yeah, I don't know. But yeah, this is chamorro calamai. You guys might like this. Another one of my least favorite tomorrow foods, kind of 50-50 though. This is just one food that I don't really care for that my family loves, is actually the crab. It's like land crab, and they stuff it and they cook it down in coconut milk and onions and things like that. The crazy thing is that I only eat the head of the crab, which is so delicious because it has so much flavor, but like the legs and everything else, I pretty much don't like. I don't really care for it. And the only time that I would ever eat the head of the crab is if I'm in the mood, which is almost never. But yeah, this is another thing that I just don't really care for. But it really is good. I just don't have the time to do all of that work. And here we are at my number one least favorite tomorrow food of all time. I believe this does originate from the Philippines, so you can find this. It is called dinigawan in Filipino, but in Chamorro this is called frittata. It's basically pork and the insides, I think, and it's cooked in its own blood. They put onions, garlic, and things like that, and peppers. It's kind of funny because my husband literally just ate this for dinner, but I freak out. I have always freaked out. Like growing up, having my grandpa and my grandpa and my dad and having my entire family eat this and go crazy over it. I freak out. I think for me, what freaks me out the most is that it's cooked in its own blood, but apparently that makes it very flavorful. I know a lot of people, even people who aren't from the island, who really love this dish. But for me, it's just not preferred. And yeah, those are my least favorite foods that I grew up having around me. And I just wanted to let everybody know, take this video with a grain of salt because you guys might actually really like these dishes. But I just wanted to share my least favorite things. But that doesn't mean that it's not good.